Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear sweet Islam brothers, let's recite Durud and Salam. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habib Allah. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. Excellence of reciting Durud and Salam. When a Muslim conveys 313 times Durud Pak, he will be with those who recite Durud and Salam abundantly. The shortest Durud Pak is Sallallahu Ala Muhammad. Make it a habit of reciting, inshallah, with the intention of making a dua at the end. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala, ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Inshallah, call to righteousness, invitation towards good, page 147, a parable regarding a big mustache criminal. Dear Islamic brothers, to attend the Sunnah-inspiring Ijtima of Dawateislami is an excellent and effective way of acquiring religious knowledge. You should also attend the weekly Sunnah-inspiring Ijtima held in your city. We have one here, alhamdulillah. By the blessing of these Ijtimats, and the Madani revolution has taken place in the lives of countless wicked people. He is a glimpse of one such Madani parable. An Islamic scholar who was also a preacher of Dawat-e-Islami has stated in 1995 there was a criminal person charged with more or less 11 robbery cases, including a murder, and had served 1 year imprisonment. He was an employee of the irrigation of department, and his salary was around about 3,000 PK rupees. But he would earn up to 10,000 rupees by unlawful means, such as by selling government trees, stolen water, etc. He had a big mustache with an ugly and frightening face. The preacher of Dawat-Islami goes on to say, in 1995, one day, making individual effort, I invited him to attend the Sunnah-inspiring Ijtima of Dawat-Islami. But he turned down my invitation. Without giving up hope, I continued to give invitation of Ijtima to him from time to time. Eventually, alhamdulillah, about 2 years later, he accepted my invitation and attended the weekly Ijtima with the gun. Coincidentally, I was assigned that day to deliver a speech about hell. Frightened by listening to the horrors of hell, he was sweating heavily despite extremely cold weather. After the Ijtima ended, he continued to cry and said, Alas, what will become of me? I have committed countless sins. He suffered from a fever for 3 days. Filled with remorse, he repented of sins and started offering salah. The next Thursday, he had the privilege of attending the Ijtima again, in which he listened to a speech about paradise and was encouraged by it. Gradually, he started treading in the path of piety and joined the Madani environment of Dawat-e-Islami. He threw away the television from his home because only sinful channels used to be watched by it, and Madani channel was not started at that time. He also had the privilege of adorning his face with the beard and his head with the turban. At the time of writing of this account, he is busy with carrying out the Madani activities of Dawat-e-Islami, alhamdulillah, and is rendering his service for the provincial level majlis of Khadim Masjid, mean looking after the masjid. He is a couplet from Wasail Bakshish, page 203. If thieves and robbers come, they will get reformed in the Madani environment of Dawat-e-Islami. Come, O sinners, you also, O transgressors, you will give up sins in the Madani environment. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala, ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. My dear Islam brothers, alhamdulillah, as you know, every week we have the Sunnah inspiring Ijtima of Dawat-Islami here in this very masjid. Now it is a Madani request, even for the Buzurgs, we all have a responsibility of inviting Islamic brothers to the masjid. Look what's happened to this individual. Fireworks have been let out, fighting on the streets. Many sinful activities are taking place. But whose responsibility is this? We can't just blame the people at the masjid. We can't blame the people at home. Everybody is accounted for his own deeds. We are there to guide people, to give the message, to give the invitation towards good. Like we've heard the waqia, many scholars have mentioned. Now there's an individual who was going towards the masjid and he saw a person who was intoxicated, and there was a filthy drainage of water being released on him. He moved him away, he washed his face, and he went towards the masjid. Later on, a few moments later, that person, the same individual who he washed his face, turned up in the masjid. And then he heard a voice from the ghaib saying that you washed his face, we washed his heart. So my dear Islam brothers, as Muslims, we all have a duty to do invitation towards good. If we see something wrong, something that's sinful, we should stop it with our hands. And if you can't stop it with our hands, then we should verbally tell him that this is wrong. And then if you can't do any of them both, is to at least feel guilty in your heart. You've done your bit. Allah will reward you for what you did. May Allah Azza wa Jalla reward you and give you the ability to invite Islamic brothers towards the masjid. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين جزا الله عنا محمدا ما هو أهله. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, accept our Salat al-Zuhr. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, accept this short dars. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, protect us from sinful activities. Protect our youngsters, Ya Allah, on the streets. Guide them towards the masjid. Give us the ability and the strength to overcome our nafs, shaitan, and the love of the dunya. Ya Allah, give us good sohbat and give us the mahal of Dawateislami. Also give us the ability to invite the youngsters on the street to come towards the masjid for salah and the weekly sunnah inspiring ijtima. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, as we've heard, a brother has passed away yesterday. Some hadsa has taken place. Ya Allah, grant this brother forgiveness. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, make the matters of tadfeen easy for the brother and give his parents sabr jameel as they've achieved a sadma on this. Ya Allah, give them sabr. Give them sabr, Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, and give ibrat to those individuals who were on the streets, guidance, Ya Allah, and bring them towards the masjid. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, accept the du'as of the Hazreen Majlis. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, bless our Sajid Bhai, bless his son, Ya Allah, grant him shifa and ajila, bless his mother. Ya Allah Azza wa Jalla, he has a friend that is ill as well, Ya Allah, grant him shifa. Ya Allah, my father's sister's daughter is quite ill, Ya Allah, in Pakistan. Ya Allah, grant her shifa and ajila. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, and many du'as. Our brother Ayubai, he is still in his recovery. Ya Allah, grant him shifa and ajila as well. Sallallahu ala nabiyyil ummi wa alihi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salatan wa salaman alayki ya Rasulullah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.